Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are going to be playing some Detective Kobayashi. It seems to be like a visual novel type game. So, new game. Looks like there's 4 chapters. So, The Missing Child. January 20th, 10 p.m. The harsh sound of sirens penetrated the silent night, and the police cars racing by added a sense of distress to the cold January air. The ID officer, Yoshi's eyes were looking the man in front of him up and down, while acting disapprovingly towards a woman also wearing a police uniform.
重聽，佢就係今日喺第二度調職過嚟嗰個男人啊！
Does have English voice acting? Does not. Yeah. Matsuda is the only man who was transferred today. Is that the only man who was transferred today? A woman named Matsuda Midori was standing beside him. Her pale face looked a little distressed as her fingers touched her forehead.
应该是吧，
I
他能
assume
及时过
so.
来实在是太好了。
It's great
或
that he was
许
able to come
他
in
能帮忙
time.
解开这个案子呢。
Maybe he can help solve the case.
你都黐線！
You're crazy. Do you think we
唔
would
通要我
believe a
相信一
person
個
claiming
自
to be
稱
an
係刑
officer
警
of
嘅
the
刑警見
law
到你一大
who
嘅？
doesn't even have proper identification on him? Hugo let out a sigh, and his eyes darted back and forth between Matsuda and the man. He couldn't quite believe that this person really was who he claimed to be. Matsuda pulled Sugo into a corner and checked that the man sitting on the ground couldn't overhear their
不
conversation.
过他真的很厉害
But，he really is amazing. His
我是
mind
说
is
他的
unique.
头脑。你知道吗？我只和
You
他
know.
说了一句话，
I only
他
said
便
one
猜到
word
我
to
的
him, and he
年
was
龄、
able to
性
guess
格
my
和星
age,
座。
personality
你
type,
说
and
是不是
zodiac
很
sign.
神
You
奇？
must admit that's amazing.
咩年齡星座？
How
呢啲
difficult
嘢
can it
估
be
到
to guess a
幾
person's
難啫？
age?
他連我的
You
三
got my
围也
measurements right. Ooh.
咩話？
What?
看什么？
Hey,
好啦，咁
not
仲
that difficult. I
容
could
易。
guess those.
你找死吗？
Do you have a death wish?
唉，算啦算啦，信
Forget
你一
it.
次啦。
I'll believe
無
him
論
this
點都
time.
好，
I just
我
want to
哋
go
想
home and
快
go
啲
to
收
bed
工翻屋
early.
企瞓覺啫。
Hugo turned around, clearing his throat and calling the man over.
喂，兄弟，
Hey, you.
呢邊啦。
终于相信我了，我真的
You
只
finally
是忘
believe
记
me?
了证件了。
I really just forgot to bring my ID. Oh, don't get my face. Let's turn the voice acting. Oh, there we go. The main character has appeared. He's the protagonist of this story, Kobayashi Mayasuki. This game has a light bulb system. When a character speaks, the yellow light bulb at the top of the dialog box lights up. You can see what the protagonist is thinking when you move the mouse over it. If the red light bulb lights up, it's a practical clue in the case. I will say in advance that we don't really fully believe you. We just hope that we can come up with some helpfulness. Come up with some helpful ideas. I can't believe how good looking this policewoman is, unfortunately. Ah, don't claw me! She doesn't seem to be a gentle kind of woman I like. Well, of course, no problem. You're very kind. I thought you would kick me out without proper identification. Actually, I lost my ID. Shouldn't be too difficult to find a replacement, though. Believe me, I would love to hit you over the head right now. The guy's eyes are so fierce, he would make a much better rogue than officer. Dude, stop. You're so destructive. Don't listen to him. If you really are a new investigator, I can hope you can help us with this case. There are 2 reasons I applied for this transfer. One is to avoid that annoying git from my previous job. Hello, Alzine. And the other is that my best friend moved here. I wouldn't lie. Still, I can't figure out why I wanted to be an investigator in the first place. How did I even pass the exam at the police academy? Dude, stop! Don't hit the microphone. Okay, enough chit-chat. Come on. There's been a disappearance this very evening. The victim's boy's name was Zhao Shi, age 10. Reports mentioned that he had been staying with his grandmother, who had been taking care of him since the boy's parents started working outside the province. Before the boy disappeared, he was playing in the park around 5:30 p.m. According to the evidence provided by the boy's grandmother, hold on, I don't understand. We're a criminal investigation department specializing in criminal behavior. Couldn't the disappearance be handled by the local police? Why are we here exactly? It's a rather urgent matter. His grandmother is rather important, you understand? 3 consecutive calls, she asked Mr. Jean to send the criminal investigation team directly to intervene in this investigation. People rely on their connections for everything. Is that even allowed? It is indeed possible to file a case immediately without waiting 24 hours. The child's under age 14 has gone missing. Don't be fooled by TV shows. Our criminal investigation team has their own way of going about things here. The head of state's word is law, and chief commands also law. You will soon get used to it. Repeat this statement by Zhaoxi's grandmother. Wait, I must forget any details, so I should write everything down in my notebook. Kobayashi, 10 years old, whose parents are working in another province. He's now in custody of his grandmother and disappeared at 5:30 p.m. Useful clues in the game are automatically recorded in the notebook. Click on the notebook button in the top right of the screen to view character information clues that can be used as evidence. Alright, I'm ready, let's continue. Alright, let's see. Reading simulator, pretty much. It's a visual novel. I got it for free, so I thought I'd try it out. Before he disappeared, the boy was playing in the so-called Zhao Xin Diyuan garden. His grandmother sat down to chat with some of the other parents who were also there with their children. Today's Sunday, there were a lot of people around. About 5:30 p.m., the grandmother noticed that Zhaoxi was missing. She reported to the police. 5:30 is probably the time when park is most busy. This is Zhaoxi's home. Yeah, I didn't tell you. Are you sure you can do this? Oh yeah, but something seems strange. Can I investigate the neighborhood first? Yes, but be careful. Don't break anything the police department won't cover for you. You're so strict with me. It can be investigated by dragging up and down with your mouse. Also click on the talk button above to talk to someone, or click the move button to change locations. Collect all the clues to complete the investigation. By trying to exaggerate features, it's been very popular on TV recently. It doesn't look new and seems to have been played with a lot. Toy train is very similar to one in the picture next to it. Please really enjoy this train. So there's only a brand new football and a toy train in the house. Makes sense though, boys do love this sort of thing. And not necessarily. I like those magical girl warriors when I was a child. Magical warriors part wasn't important, but mainly because they were girls. Toy train from a recently very popular animated TV series. Locomotive exaggerated facial features. Map of the neighborhood, there's a lot of nearby industrial area and commercial area, playground, so on. Where the kidnapper takes Yoshi. Section of table showing the main character from that popular TV show. The train seems very familiar. As for a TV show Toy Trains, the train all have weird scrunched up talking faces. Weird scrunched up faces. Not even cute, I don't know why they're so popular with children. Who's the person in the train? Is the TV show about a train, or is there a human character in it as well? Watch cartoons, but painting definitely feels like it's been done by a primary school student. Under closer inspection, a number of color reflects characters in each object. Boldly adopts the oblique composition method and enhances sense of the stability in the picture as expressed in inner feeling. Duh. Really? Is it really that good? At least it shouldn't be too hard if I want to get. At least I shouldn't be too hard if I want to get to know her better. Drawing recently very popular animated TV series. Zoom in, blues. How do I close out of my notes? Okay. Cup of coffee that has been drank. Both sofa look comfortable. The moment they turned to have a look at the phone, it started ringing. Oh, who's calling? Could it be the kidnapper? Gonna make a recording? Yes, that function has been pre-installed on this device. Your mother isn't here right now. I'll just pick up then. Kobayashi put a receiver to the ear and didn't make a sound, but all I could hear was a loud noise from the other side of the phone. Matsuda, record from over there and I'll listen. Oh, I didn't even read what he said. Whoever was hung up, can you track the source of the call? I just pressed record and didn't track the source. Recording of Zhaoji's phone call. Various background noises can be heard that sound a lot like rumbling. Ah! Zhaoxi's parents. Zhaoxi looks very happy in the photo. Boy seemed to want to live with his grandmother. Parents don't live with him. Well worth keeping that in mind. Why don't we see? Why haven't we seen Zhaoxi's parents? He's been living with his grandmother, so it's just the two of them. So where are his parents? Supposedly they're working in another city and left Zhaoxi with his grandmother. Don't leave children in the hometown while their parents work outside the city, but it also has a big influence on the children. The parents aren't around. We like to go home and have a drink and watch a great TV series called Wolf Club. The main characters are beautiful blah. Various antiques and furnishings, they don't look like fakes. Town must be well off. But the traditional money toad, the coin in its mouth only have 3 legs. Does it maybe have 4 so it won't topple over easily? I don't know. I could even afford one of its legs. New football has never been played with by the looks of it. Looking for a missing boy, so it's not absolutely normal that we have football. Great thing is this football is so clean. However, we can guess who bought it for him. Zhaoxi probably unpacked it and just left it there. But they washed it. No, paper label on the back is still attached. It says how to look at Zhaoxi. He has too many toys to play with them all, or maybe he just really didn't like it. Could have bought him a present they wouldn't like it all. I don't like football either, do you? Everyone has their own personality and preferences. Some boys just don't like football. Racket? What? Standard football paper label on the back. Grandmother probably considered this school information on the wall for her grandson's further education, which we always know best. And now you highlighted it. I don't know what that means. Wait a moment, what's this? Are these letters postcards from the grandmother's daughter? Postcard sent by Zhaoxi's parents. It says, I want to leave one foot in my home. Take you ever to a place where my dreams will come true. What does that mean? So I know you can see the garden in the middle of the neighborhood, which actually went missing. We'll do the RDO story time with you? What is RDO? Put out dead online. Wait, hold on, let me see how much time I have. I do not have enough time for that today. Because I leave, I have to leave for work at 11:50. Looks like I found all the clues. Move. Where should I go? I'm sorry. Maybe when I get off work today. I'm gonna do a little Pokemon, and then I can maybe do some Red Dead Online. The elevator. Harsh questions Yoshi's neighbors. Layout here similar to a hotel. Must feel really nice when coming home. Feels like a hotel. Very expensive looking picture at the end of the hallway. Number written on the lower right corner says SP255. I don't know what that means. Very famous painter. What's he called again? Everybody's home. Garden Community Center. January 20th, 10:15 p.m. Garden Community Park. We're in court area in the middle of the residential area. The green landscape and the park's play area give off a feeling of relaxation and comfort. A very large park. I can imagine there are a lot of people here during peak hours. Why the two of us have to go here? So many unfortunate factors. A thoughtful expression, but his gaze was always on Monster's face. She blushed when their eyes met. Is this where the boy was taken? Yes, it is. We should have a good look around. Wong Akira. Hey, you there. Who are you and what are you doing here? Why not tell us who you are first? You know, I'm sort of famous in this neighborhood. Judging by the way you're dressed, I assume you're the security guard around here. This lady has a good eye. You should be able to guess from my uniform that I'm the most important person around here, and I shoulder the responsibility of maintaining peace in this neighborhood. So you're the security guard. Please call me the community hero. Security guy, come here. We need to ask you some questions. You sneak in here and want to ask if I will let you go, right? No way. I'll never let you villains go after illegally invading the area. Don't question my night vision. My eagle eyes spotted you the moment you walked in. Recognize everyone who comes and goes around here. Your strange faces could have never sneaked unnoticed. Okay, for real, if he's not simply delusional, he can provide us with some clues. Why are you laughing? Do you think you can make fun of me? Listen, we're from the Criminal Investigation Department. Couldn't your eagle eyes spot that? Police officers? No wonder a police car drove up before, but even if you're the police, do you have a search warrant? We're in an upscale neighborhood in which people and vehicles are monitored. If you don't have a search warrant, you can't just come in. Alto, do we have a search warrant? No. There's a complete violation of the neighborhood rules. Listen, don't turn a blind eye just because you're the police. Listen to yourself. If you keep talking nonsense, I'll shoot you. Oh god. That did escalate quickly. What do you want to know? Tell me all the details. How did you change rather quickly? Were you on duty around 5:30 p.m. today? Yes, I started working at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And when do you get off work? People don't need my protection no longer. I'll get off work for a few hours. So you're aware that a child went missing at dusk today. We're investigating whether or not he was abducted. Abduction impossible. Listen, I won the most outstanding security guard award. It is impossible for a child to be abducted under my supervision without me noticing. Strange, you're the security guard here, but you didn't notice someone being kidnapped. Do you spot any suspicious people going in or out? For example, someone holding a child? Yes, of course, how could I not? There's so many kids around here, parents take their children in and out every day. Nobody seems suspicious to you. On my watch, I can definitely say no. Did you think about it some more? I did find a shoe lying on the ground this afternoon. Isn't that totally suspicious? Could this be Xiao Shi's? I'm going to ask Xiao Shi's grandmother if this is one of the shoes he was wearing today. If it's related to the case, I could become a hero assisting behind the scenes. It's impossible. Brand new was picked up by the security guard. Did you see him? The man who just walked by. I mean, dressed in all white? Yeah. Follow the trail, go after him. Do you know a woman in the neighborhood called Zhang Jin? For information, Joshi's mother. Her name seems to be somewhat famous around here. What's wrong? Are you talking about the wife of that retired government official? You seem intimidated. I got this job, my boss asked me to keep a close eye on that family. What kind of person is she? Ordinary civilians don't get mixed up in her business. Have you seen her grandson? I don't know that name, but if she's a grandson, he's picked up a personal driver every day. That's intense. Rich people's children are often different from others. It's as if the family is afraid he might take one step and break his leg. Would like to have a grandmother who worries about me that much. Have you ever met him? Although I'm the community hero, not everyone is worthy of talking to me, especially not that arrogant little devil. Arrogant, how so? Introverted and withdrawn, almost nasty, and I'm sure he has no friends. How do you know all that? I thought you were just a security guard. Me here such as me knows everything about this place, not to mention his grandmother often tells me that he has no friends. Have you seen his parents around? Although it may have slipped my mind, I think I haven't seen them for 2 months. Maybe you saw them and just didn't recognize them straight away? I don't know. You're the security guard in this residential area. What is your name? And tell you I'm the community hero. I mean, heroes have names. My name is Wong Akiri. 26-year-old, single. No one is interested in knowing your marital status. They've been working here for a long time. Quite a while, almost 2 months. Not a very long time. Miss, have you ever heard of someone finding their true calling? You give me a brief account of what you do. Of course, I guard the entrance and exit of this residential area. While entering and leaving the area must pass by a security booth. We have guards on duty 24 hours a day. In addition, the key cards need to be used at entrance to each building to get in. So if someone doesn't have a key card, it's impossible for them to enter. If the intruder intends to carry a weapon on his body, his community hero directly cannot force his way in. Are there any other entrances if someone doesn't want to use the main entrance? The neighborhood is so big it's impossible to have one entrance and exit, right? There are 3 entrances and exits to the residential area, but no matter which one they're used, there'll always be a guard position there. So in conclusion, there are no other ways to enter the residential area apart from those 3 entrances and exits. This intruder can climb a 2-meter high wall or dig a hole. Such strict security protocol placed around here. Are there any surveillance cameras? It's possible the most recent happenings have been recorded. This wouldn't be necessary. Superheroes aren't blind. They're way more reliable than surveillance cameras. Give a serious answer. I had security cameras on my side because I was bored and accidentally broke. In order to prevent any accidents, I kept an extra close eye on the area after that. That's security checks patrolled by 24 hours a day. It's very strict, so doors require a key card. No more questions. This guy asks. Big tree from a legend, probably a few about stuff like that. Mandalore building requires a key card to get in, just like the entrance to the residential area. You see Joshi's apartment. In the park, Kobayashi met a man in a white uniform and followed him into building 3. Going upstairs, he discovered the man was living on the same floor as Joshi, and the man at his door, so Kobayashi followed him, but he ignored it and lowered his head and retrieved the key from inside his pocket to enter his apartment. It's really cute out, Kobayashi leapt forward. Coming home from work? Yes. Do you live here? I'm just a tenant. My name is Lee Jun. Is there anything I can do for you? You're very polite. My name is Kobayashi. I am trying to understand something and I'm looking for someone to talk to about it. Can you spare me some time? Sorry, I'm a little busy. Trying to avoid me. Oh, don't be like that. You just asked me if there was anything you could do. Look at your uniforms, you're cops, right? Seems you're the expert. What's going on? Not that I give a deal, but the boy who lives in this building disappeared into thin air. You suspect he's been kidnapped? Did I say anything about kidnapping? Could you possibly know something? How's this possible? What security in this neighborhood is known well through the city. Didn't the security guard stop it when you tried coming in? I agree, so I'm trying to understand what happened. Do you know anything about it? I don't know. I'm a guy who closes his door immediately when he comes home. I don't know anyone in the neighborhood. This is a serious matter. Aren't the children's parents back yet? Always you know the boy's parents aren't around. They already know about this and they're on their way back, right? Listen, your uniform, are you a pilot? No, I'm a train conductor. Oh, sure, a friend of the railway. I sure hope you'll find the boy soon. Sorry I couldn't be of any help. Stop, wait, there's still something I need to ask you. That's suspicious. The man didn't listen, hesitated to slam the door. Ungrateful fellow. Kinda looks like that. Criminal Investigation Department, about a year. Seem to know your way around. I thought you'd be here for a longer time. That's the entrance exam after college. It couldn't have been that easy. That man. But do you feel like he's somehow familiar? Of course he's familiar. Have you seen him before? Have you seen him before? It's the first time I've met him. You've seen him before too, where... Oh, that guy. I wonder if he reacted like you did when you saw him. What did you think of him? Didn't pay that much attention to him, but according to the security guard's description, he and Joshi seem to have similar personalities. Sounds like it both described as being loners. The train conductor, couldn't he be the kind of person that many children look up to? True. Maybe we should investigate him more thoroughly. Also was really kidnapped. What do you think? The possibility of him being kidnapped is relatively high because the witness say saw the boy leaving the play area after having been picked up by a man. It's a very important clue. Can we see the witness? Afraid afraid that won't work. He's not willing to talk to anyone. Is he asking for a search warrant or something? No, but the witness and his family go to bed before 9 p.m. since he's the first grade elementary school. He spotted a little child, driver pick him up before and drop him off school, and his grandmother buys him. For perspective, he might be a very happy child. We automatically assumed it was a kidnapping, but we haven't received a ransom request yet. It's really strange. Always lived with his grandmother, about his parents. Clear, according to our inquiries, they were working very hard in another province. Didn't think anyone in the world who works as much as I do. Poor Joshi must feel very lonely with his parents being gone for such a long time. Being said, what kind of person is Joshi's grandmother? Maybe Mr. Zhang listens to her. Why enjoy living in such a high-end neighborhood? He would just be rich like them. If I were, I wouldn't even work anymore. I'd just watch anime all day. I thought you were such a hard worker. Really hate me right now, huh? Just because I'm more handsome than him and therefore you only have eyes for me. I mean, maybe because you're a new lead investigator and can't really wrap his head around since you weren't 10 years older than you. Seems really have it in for me. I'll go have a talk with him then. He's very motivated in his job. I don't know what happened, but it seems to be very different. Don't worry, he's not the scariest one on this team. But who's been scarier than him? He just smiled sweetly. Ugh. See if we collected all key information. Come to a conclusion? Oh yeah, we still need to go somewhere. Big corner that guy, Li Jun, the mystery has been solved. This later, do we have anywhere we have to investigate yet? We'll find out if you come with me. It's a privilege to be able to work with a beautiful woman such as yourself. It's enough to talk to her like that. It's not an object you can toy with. Seems like you've had a bad experience before. Kid, just take my advice on this. Now that you're here, I have something to tell you. Coincidentally, I do too. Let me speak first. Let's go to a location where we'll find some clues to really judge you for sure. If that's the case, I'm telling you. Let it go. You can all go home. What? You found Jiaxi? That's great. No, I've convinced Mr. Zong to send the police to take over the case. What? Woman is really crazy. Why'd she have to go and make such mess of things? They probably went on an internet cafe or something classmates' house to play video games. You have no idea how wild children are nowadays. Found any evidence? Evidence? Oh, of course. Told you my reasons, and Mr. Zhang agrees. There's no evidence. Call it a day and go home and rest. It was exhausting. You should be all thanking me. No, this case is not simple. It's a child running off to someone else to play. You're dismissed. Wait, dude, listen to me. There's nothing more to say. You're dismissed. We shouldn't have been called out here in the first place. It's because I haven't found out anything concrete about Jiaxi. What if I can find him? Do you think you can? Can't wait until morning. I think I should stay. Now that the investigation is going well, I will find him straight away. Don't make this a bigger deal than it is. I just confirmed that you were telling the... Just confirm, Mr. Zhang, that you were telling the truth. You're indeed transferred to the investigative CID. Don't forget you're only on official duty from tomorrow. And even if you want to handle this case today, you'll have to go home and get your documents in order first. Until then, I'll handle this, okay? Oh. Find a way to convince the chief. It'll be midnight soon. I just need to buy myself some time. Or I need to take it up with the chief, right? Are you out of your mind? You know it's sometimes better to keep your mouth shut, right? It's no use anyways. Unless you can prove that it is indeed a kidnapping, I have no time to play detective with you or that old woman. So if that means I can convince you that Jiaxi didn't wander off on his own, I can continue to assist in the investigation? Depends on whether or not you can do that. You keep an eye on Li Jun, don't let him slip away. Be careful, he's not that easily convinced. Don't worry. Although we don't have much time, we should have a chat. Stop calling me that. Why do you have to be so weird? Oh, battle. First, let's review the incident itself. 4:30 this afternoon, Jiaxi's grandmother discovered that Jiaxi was missing and reported the police at 5:30. You and Matsuda received instructions and began a search, but so far you haven't discovered Jiaxi's whereabouts. Do you think Jiaxi simply got lost and went to a friend's house to play? Answer request. You heard the phone call before. It was a child using a mobile phone to make a call, but nothing apart from noisy background sounds. Being this call for help from Jiaxi. Have you ever seen a crime movie? If a 10-year-old primary school student were tied up, he'd still have an opportunity to use his phone to call for help. If it had been a call for help, we would have heard something suspicious voices. Did you hear anything like that in the recording? I've gone to play with some of his friends and forgot to tell his family. I've heard this kind of thing before. He's presented his argument. I need to pick an argument and show that there's a contradict in there. In the clues I hand, is there strong physical evidence to contradict this theory? Wrong with my statement. Think about it again. contradiction there. What? What? I don't understand. Use the mobile phone to call for help. This back noise to be heard a lot like rumbling. I don't understand what I'm doing. Well, I lost. Retry. Discovered he was missing. Report police 5:30. New Matsuda received instructions, began search, but I haven't discovered his whereabouts. Simply got lost with a friend's house. Bureau of Investigation Department kidnapping request. Heard the phone call for it. Tell you the phone. Make a call when nothing came apart from the noisy background sounds. The only thing is a call from help. You heard a crime movie, child primary school student were tied up. Found a call for somebody's help. If he hadn't call, there's his voice is recording. Friend. Couldn't use his mobile phone to call for help. She went to a friend's house, forgot to tell anyone it's not kidnapping because there's no ransom request. Couldn't use his mobile phone. Hmm. What? I'm so confused. Another province. His grandmother disappeared at 5:30. Worried because he was reluctant to make friends of his own age. That should be there. Drawing. There we go. Look at this. The security guard picked up a shoe in the park on the way to the building's back door and confirmed it was the second missing. Wouldn't it be strange for the boy to go to his friend's house barefoot? Some shoes can wear out, right? Shoes brand new and close enough attention to the clues. Don't push it. Also, you don't seem to be well informed about Zhao Shi's character and living situation. According to my investigation, it's unlikely Zhao Shi would have to play with his friends. Zhao Shi's personality as follows. Introverted. From our respondent's description, Zhao Shi is very introverted and has few friends, even though he plays in the park sometimes. Rather than having a hard time making friends, he seems to actually be unwilling to make friends. Grandmother seems to be very upset with it. Even so, there is evidence that proves he has been kidnapped. He may have left the residential area on his own. It seems you haven't read Masuda's report at all. What? About Zhao Shi being carried away, he didn't leave in the residential area on his own. A witness? Oh, like he said at all, he didn't just go out and forget to tell anyone. He was actually carried away, which means the situation is very dangerous. Should I show him Masuda's report? Yeah, show him. I see someone witnessed Zhao Shi being taken away by a man in white. Witnesses are. The boy's already gone to bed. Are you kidding me? If this would happen, I shouldn't have shown the report. And don't be like the testimony of Zhao Shi's peers are also very important. Don't like what you're saying, but what should we do? Zhao Shi's been kidnapped by a stranger and we're just sitting around doing nothing. It's true if Zhao Shi were being held captive by someone outside the neighborhood, the current situation would be very bad, but Zhao Shi was not kidnapped by an outsider. How can you be so sure? The large neighborhood, the entrance is supervised by security guards. Residents need to have access to first they need a key card. A posh neighborhood like this, there are strict security guards and entrance. Anyone wanting to enter the area needs a key card. Didn't get in with that key card, it's half correct. What? Apart from that, it's just as difficult to take a child back out. What? There may be a slim chance of sneaking in, but it's definitely nice you to take a fourth grader back outside in broad daylight. No? Are you kidding me? Didn't you say Zhao Shi wasn't taken by an outsider? Are you contradicting yourself? Seems you still don't get it. Have you talked to the security guard here? Of course I have. No suspicious people were spotted, right? Yeah. Then don't you see what's going on? Am I supposed to deduce from all that? At least we've reduced the scope of possibilities. And tell me, who's the criminal? The criminal? He lives in this neighborhood. What? That's why he had a key card and was able to take the boy away without raising security guard suspicions. Hold on. Even if he had a key card and took the boy, the security guards have seen them? he wouldn't have found out. Why? That one possible reason. He went voluntarily. Because the boy knows the kidnapper, he followed him voluntarily, that's why the security guard wasn't suspicious. And someone he knew committed this crime? Exactly, very scared where Xiaoxi is, and we're going there now. The point of the location on the why there? Evidence to prove it location is... Yeah. Don't do Xiaoxi's location. You're not sure. We can't really hear anything in the recording. If you listen carefully, you can hear some background noises. Indistinct but regular sound. Doesn't sound like a train to you? Train? That's right, when Xiaoxi called, he was on a train. I thought you didn't have any more tricks up your sleeve. That took long enough. Victory. How about it? Do you believe me even a little bit now? Maybe I thought you just demanding positions. Oh, that was nothing. There's way more than meets the eye. For example, my passion and perseverance. You want me to take it back? Calm down, it's just a joke. Where'd you come from exactly? Didn't you say you were transferred? Where were you transferred from? I really want to talk about it. Why, are you, you sure are hiding something? Well, no, I don't mean to hide anything. Transfer because there's no girl I would see in my youth was wasted in this place. Forget it. I don't care. You don't need to tell me. You don't like to show up, but you can be quite sensible. Hey, look at you, saying something flattering. Grandma Matsuda is doing. Matsuda. You send her a text message and ask. Yeah, I don't have her number. Forgot you're new here. Thank you. I've earned it. Just like that, I got a pretty girl's number. Let me show you use your phone. No, I know how to use SMS. Phone number during game. You can open the phone tab up right corner. Number. Successfully added character. Call them in general. Only specific point in the story will give you dialogue option. Shake function. Shake button can be found upper right corner. Context. Try shaking these and unexpected will happen. I'll have to use SMS in contact. Once his phone number is. What is this? Is this helping with the investigation? this isn't helping with the investigation at all. Okay, 662 737 884. 662 737 884. Really did leave the house and I followed him. I thought he went to the train station. Right? Wait, how'd you know? Train station just now saw him walking some kind of lounge. Couldn't follow him, but he was only there for a minute or two. Opened the door, but it seemed looking for something, not quite sure yet. What is this, like, text conversation thing? I'm scared. I am ready to click off as soon as something. I'm scared. Don't know. Does this actually help with the investigation at all? What? What does this have to do with the investigation? Yeah, this isn't helping the investigation at all. According to your conclusions, the boy should be hiding here at the train station. Yes, although I haven't determined where exactly. But she was in the waiting lounge, but it must be there. mean, Li Jun's a kidnapper, right? Why don't you catch him on the spot instead of letting Matsuda tail him? Doesn't make sense to catch him right now because we don't have any concrete evidence if he doesn't confess. He might even have an accomplice. Then Xiaoxi might still be in danger. Maybe how can you still be so calm? What do you think guy's looking for now? I have no idea, but I might find out before he returns. You can find some clues here, otherwise I can't just let you off the hook. You gotta intimidate people. Taiwan. People around this alley, one or two people still on the platform. I see sure came through. Haven't seen the other side of her, the other side. Maybe you don't see that side of her. How long have you been in the criminal investigation department? 20 years. Long, you really are my senior. He has been looking down on me because of my position in CID's lower than yours. I don't think that at all. You respect me even if that's your opinion. Don't you think you do everything just because you have a title of chief inspector? At the end of the day, I'm the one who has your back. So I guess I'm gonna have to come ask you a question. Hey, you're catching on quick. Was your salary much lower than mine then? What are you talking about? Questions move. This man visually is a fan of trains. Anyone who doesn't like trains would have such a collection. You know, as a train conductor being interested in his own work, should hurry up and investigate before he comes back. Leaflet train type 21, road 24 hours a day, created 1990s, been in service more than 28 years. Eruption. Train, air conditioning, windows, destination. The ray pinned timetable of the T41 to the locker door. A person who likes train very much. But nobody's here. Filled with rubbish. The locomotive of fine workmanship. Old-fashioned steam train. All feels older than Greenwood aerial train. Our train models on itself. E441. Orange now this poster. Gonna be posh. Beach train. Goddess. Alright, so it's probably 441, given that the I just hit confirm. 441. Okay. Where is he now? I'll let you know when the time comes. I'll be eating lunch alone in the bathroom tomorrow. 441. Old-fashioned steam train. Locomotive. It should be T441. T441. What? T441. Beach train. Goddess. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's 411. Not 441. As you know, the password is lucky guess. Too good to be true. Sorry, confusion leads. Not very light of a prophecy, but also require in a case like these. Weather isn't as expected. It's too fierce with all the rain. I haven't called my family in a long time, but I don't know what to say when I pick up the phone. I get a fight with them. During sex, sometimes I understand me my own job, feel ashamed of it. In the train museum alone, only realized the train model had seen sold out. Could go earlier next time. There's such expensive models sold out so quickly. Kind of by chance, the children in the neighborhood like train models very much, so they're even more careful with it than me. But these children were all interested in luxury cars. January 9th. So I have to have someone taught me more. Child, so I've been accepted as good school because taking policeman. Talked about a long chat primary school student some years like this. 16th, she's back at the train station to play today. Wow, it seems she really loves that train. Here's 4. Don't really went out and spotted me. They just waited left, keeping their heads down. All in here. His ID. Is that train? Oh, that's all I needed? Following for a while, he just walked around to the train station and I was heading back to the lounge. However, who? Look, you don't have to. Can you please not confront him? I want to. At the door, took initiative and opened the door. She looked at him stunned. Detective Kobayashi. Good job, Miss Matsuda. Mr. Lee, are you going overtime at this hour? Why are you here? I heard something I had forgotten to ask you, but I didn't expect you to come back to the train station. Is there a problem? What are you doing here? I left some things and came back to get them. Can we talk outside? I forgot to ask you before, but do you know this boy? The boy in Kobayashi's hand gave a start. I know him, he lives next door to me. What happened? We've seen him today. No, not today. I left early in the morning and have returned from work. You have a good relationship with the boy since you live next door. There are many opportunities to meet each other. I don't quite understand what you mean. I mean, the missing child is this boy. You don't look at all surprised. Well, I'm not surprised. At this point, I was watching you two talk. Can't you give it to us straight? Where are you hiding Xiaoxi? What did you say? There's no point in denying it. We know for sure that you took him. What are you talking about? When would I have taken the boy? I think we need to make you confess. Oh, another battle. Go. If you have evidence to go, I won't go with you. Evidence? There isn't any. Then I'll take my leave. Hold on. Can't we talk first? Can I just talk to you? Consider me suspect straight away. Sorry, so I'm going to talk about everything calmly. What do you want to talk about? I hear your opinion. About the missing boy? Yes, he went missing in the park, he lost his shoe, and a witness saw someone take him, seems to have been abducted. But I can't figure it out. The kidnapper know the boy lost a shoe? Is that important? Could be an important hint. The question of motive. Think about it. If the kidnapper deliberately left shoe on the scene, the purpose would be to make the fact that Xiaoxi was gone even more obvious. In that case, he'd be letting everyone know that the boy had disappeared, whether alive or dead would be unclear. You're saying it's hypothetical, you don't know what criminals think when they commit a crime. Just assuming this, it could be a reasonable assumption concerning the kidnapper's motives. The reason why he took Xiaoxi is they wanted to make others believe that Xiaoxi had been abducted. I don't think what you're saying. It's a bit rude, but I need to ask. What were you doing at 5:30 p.m. today? Doubting me after all. Sorry you're unhappy with this, but I hope you can cooperate. Cooperate during my investigation. I was at work at the time, driving a train. Yes, do you think being a conductor is an easy job? Can anyone prove it? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Isn't driving a train a solid alibi? A lot of passengers can testify, right? Well, of course. Just out of interest, how can you actually be a train conductor considering how young you are? Are you patronizing me? No, I just don't respect people who lie but then take everything personally. When did I lie? You're not the train conductor at all, and I have evidence to prove it. How'd you get this? I sorrowfully stored it inside my locker. Obviously, it fell to the ground and I accidentally picked it up. How can this be? I was very concerned when I saw the document. That type of vehicle known as certificate is not a regular train. This is Train 21. This is a passenger train also known as the Green Train. In fact, the train you drive is no longer a passenger train, but an old-fashioned green train that was eventually converted into a freight train. You're saying the green train is somehow inferior. Don't be sensitive, I didn't say that. But in this case, it wouldn't be difficult for you to leave your conductor's position. In fact, the green train schedule is much less frequent than that of other trains. It was playing from the park when you went home from the train station. You took him away to using your familiar relationship to your advantage. It also explains how the kidnapper entered and left the neighborhood. You have a key card, and Joshi followed you voluntarily. How could that be? What nonsense? Oh, how so? Do you have any idea how big the neighborhood is? You mean because the residential area is so large there's no evidence that you could have committed such a crime? Even if you could prove the boy is kidnapped by someone he knows, how can you know that was me? I don't even know the boy. Why would he go with me? You don't know him. It seems that every time you have no evidence, you ask this question as a detective. You're clever, you should consider joining the police academy. What you don't realize is that this time I have proof. Do you have evidence to prove that I knew him? It is proof that Joshi know each other. What? What? His journal. Doesn't prove that I know him. Tree some clues to Joshi's room. Oh, my bad. It's, that. They're just scribbles. Get a closer look at the painting shows characters from a train cartoon that is very popular among children. Look at this person right here. Are you saying that's supposed to be me? I know you want to deny it, but do you see the hat the person is wearing? Train conductor's hat, but as long as a character has the same job as me, to be wearing the same exact outfit. Maybe the boy spotted it on TV. See the birthmark on the man's forehead? That's not... There's no doubt about this. This is a drawing of you. Well, children sometimes remember the smallest details. Are you surprised? The boy loves this train very much. Apart from a soccer ball he doesn't play with, everything at home is a toy train. You live next to him because you're a train conductor. The boy likes you a lot. So he even included you in his drawings. Joshi's parents work in another province, and only his grandmother lives with him. He could have gained the trust of a 10-year-old child from this neighborhood. Apart from his family, you are most likely the person to have done so. Haha. Will you admit it? What do you think? Well, you aren't going to plead guilty. Don't you see that these things can be used as concrete evidence? You're going about this job professionally. I thought you would confess straight away. Yes, I know the boy, but you're relying on details that are based on imagination. I basically have no motive to have done it. Why should I abduct the kid? What good would it do for me? Although I'm only the green train's conductor, I'm not worried about money. Salary is enough for me to rent a place. On top of that, I don't have any hard feelings or complaints about the kid and his family. I don't have a motive to have done this. You're right. I'm sure you shouldn't be regarded as a criminal. Do you realize you've caught the wrong person now? No, the kidnapper is you, alright. Think about your motives for committing a crime such as this. You're not short on money, and there's no reason for revenge, but when I walked into the lounge, I understood. What did you understand? Your motive for committing the crime. This one. But the video's done. The issue between you and Xiaoxi is your motive. When we first met, what cared if Xiaoxi was alive? Wasn't if Xiaoxi was alive, but you asked me where are his parents. I remembered that. I think when you were a child, you probably experienced a similar childhood. Being of loneliness, I think you're probably very emotional about that. When you see Xiaoxi, you see yourself in him. Alone. Hopeless. Lonely. You think if Xiaoxi continues to grow up like this, he'll end up like you. It's a silly thing to say. That's why I'm doing this? Yeah, do you really think so? Lack of self-confidence, not knowing how to get along with others, just feeling inferior in some way. What did you say? If that's not the case, why do you mind telling the others that you drive the green train? You... No, detective. You just want to shake me up so that I'll confess. After all, you still have no evidence, do you, that I took Xiaoxi? I'm sure that even while you're saying this, you already know that I have an answer. Xiaoxi was abducted by you today. The evidence is his homework booklet. Student workbook that I found at your lounge is evidence. Xiaoxi was in the lounge today, and nobody apart from yourself could have taken him there. Xiaoxi, that's impossible. Damn, why is this happening? Aha! Victory. Please tell us the truth. Then am I going to be convicted? Well, I still have to get you to explain everything before I can make an assessment. I just didn't want Xiaoxi to live through the same childhood as me, so I took initiative to approach and get to know him. At first, I just wanted to be there for him because I fully understand what he needs most. We soon became good friends because he was very interested in the train. He also believed in me. I was very glad to be able to help him be happy. However, for this child, that was not what he needed most. Yes, what he hopes for most of all is his parents will come back and be watching him grow up. Your plan is to kidnap him, hoping to scare the boy's parents into coming back. Well, I heard you say the boy's parents are coming back, so I know that no matter what happens, I'll achieve my goal. Have you talked to Xiaoxi about this? No, I just asked him if he wanted to go out to play. Whether or not his parents come back in the end, I would have sent him back home. Don't argue, Li Jun. You've wasted so much police time. You should be prepared to go to jail. Don't be so heartless. Yes, because it's past midnight. We've already confessed. We don't have to keep playing this game. Tell me where Xiaoxi is. I don't know. What? Told him not to run around, just stay here to do his homework and rest. I'll come back to pick him up later. When I came back, he wasn't there. Idiot, what are you playing at? Calm down, don't be like this. On the table, which is really strange. Why strange? Why would a child bring a notebook to a park to play? What? When you took him away, did he have a backpack with him? Yes. If you ask, of course he was carrying his own backpack. Why? Oh. I just found out that Xiaoxi wasn't in the lounge, so I went looking for him. Even asked some of my colleagues, but there's no sign of him. Did you ever tell Xiaoxi that you drive the green train? Yes, I once told him I hope he would never grow up to be like me, working on an old train like that. Tell him that he wanted to trick his parents into coming back today. Of course not. I told him that I'd be back at 1 a.m. to pick him up. What's going on? Ah, I get it now. What do you get? What are you saying? Is this even really a kidnapping? Wait, be more clear. Subconscious answers and report questions must be solved on the case. Try to answer these things the right bubble. Make sure it's correct. Location first. Keep pulling the strings on this case. For a reason for Xiaoxi's disappearance. What? Also, go over here for a second. She listened, nodded, and immediately disappeared. You ever noticed that she was making a phone call? I had no idea I made a call. When you say that, I'm afraid he's trying to tell us something. I only heard a lot of noise through the phone, and I guess it was the sound of a train. Listen, can you hear the sound of a train? This Very unique noise the green train makes when in motion, right? He can be on the green train? How can he be on the green train? We've all been misled, including you. From the beginning, we all thought that it had something to do with your relationship taking him away, so his parents would hear in return. But in fact, it's not the case. He knows nothing about your plan, but he has his own plan. Oh god. Kind of plan. Make you feel bad, but if I'm not mistaken, he's actually using you. Because he knows that you're a train conductor, he knows if he boarded the train, he might go and see his parents. Where the conductor's not, he took his chance. His door allowed him to reach straight to the platform, he's able to board the train directly. But why green train? Why not choose faster and better train? Simple, because in his eyes, the train he drives is the one that travels the furthest. What? From your point of view, the green train may have gradually been eliminated and working on a respectable position. From Zhaoji's point of view, completely different. He likes that kind of train because of your relationship. He likes the one best. And he can help him fulfill his dreams and take him to his parents. I found him. You really found a child wearing only one shoe from train 21? Really? Great. He actually, although he's only 10 years old, he dares to take advantage of a good friend. There's only one shoe to travel the province. In a way, it's also kind of amazing, isn't it? Detective, I'm sorry, it's my fault all of this happened. Don't start admitting your mistakes. Solve the problem first. What's wrong with you? If the guy had been meddling in other people's affairs, the child wouldn't have. I thought that I made it very clear that Jiaoxi was the one who kidnapped himself. In this case, Zhengli was only used by him. So what crime did he commit? Are you covering for him? I have the authority to make a decision, you know. May I? Well, I'm too lazy to be in charge. The less trouble, the better. Doesn't pay a lot anyway. Turned Zhengli and handed him Jiaoxi's shoe. I have a task for you. Please take the shoe, bring it to Zhao Li. Tell him that he's not alone, and what he's looking for is right here, not anywhere else. I'd like to add to your job. It's amazing. But you see someone sitting right in front of you fulfilled find their dream. Really? Is that true? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. One last question. Are you sure of what I was thinking? Because when you see Zhaoxi, you'll think of your past self. Saw your diary and realize something. Is it possible you, regardless of the background, people should always have their own hopes and dreams, right? Nobody's a saint, everyone makes mistakes, you see. Came to this conclusion that you were just doing your best. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, that's the end of it. Can we go now? Detective Kobayashi, what's the matter? You sound so friendly. It's nothing. Stretched out yawned, as the rumors say. He's always known to solve cases in which others tried them. This time his clever mind opened Matsuda's eyes. Detective Kobayashi. Also, why did you follow me? I think I should thank you. Again, turned up in time, we might know where Zhaoxi was. Don't be silly, and most important thing is Zhaoxi's okay, right? Curious, what clue made you suspect the boy ran off on his own? Because he brought a school bag along? His right shoe. What happened to it? I suspect this shoe had been left by Zhaoxi, but then I thought about it. He didn't have to do that. He wouldn't have left too many clues and come back. The fact that the laces were tied meant that it didn't fall off accidentally. Zhaoxi needed to follow Junli voluntarily to get the security gate. He didn't complain to Junli about having lost a shoe. So, guess he took it off himself. He did it deliberately. I'll leave one foot in my hometown and take the other to a place where my dreams will come true. Sent a postcard from his parents. The boy remembered the sentence and wanted to make his father's words a reality. Or you can't expect your son to be a kid. You know what that means? Very impressive. Oh, it's nothing. So late. Where are you going to stay tonight? I can stay anywhere. Don't worry about me. In the end, it was me who asked you to help, which is why you don't have a place to stay now. It means that to happen, you're not like that. I like them. Think about me. I'm touched. And it's not because you're a chief inspector who knows the future may bring to be dangerous out there. That's so. Don't worry about me. I actually have friends who live nearby. I'm going to his place to crash there. But Kobayashi. Murata. Danny Murata, called Kobayashi, is dressed neatly, and a camera hanging from his neck. Judging by his expression and tone of voice, he was a friend who was very familiar. Going to pick me up? Heard over the phone that you solved the case. I was afraid you wouldn't finish. When find the address, so I wanted to come by and pick you up. I didn't expect you to be talking to a woman. I think about it, you've been wearing those glasses since forever. My short-sightedness is quite bad. It's not that easy to wear contact lenses. Hey, the editor-in-chief is still such a hard-working man. What are you talking about? I'm just a small editor. We're finally reunited. Let's go for a drink. No worries, come to my home first. My family has a lot of free beer. That's the days when we were together. You guys, hey. 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 Checking the time. Better enough, but what weird stuff are you guys talking about? Phil, no, is this your girlfriend? What? Of course not. Be careful, she's fierce. Is it customary now to say bad things like that to about a person? Don't worry, let me introduce you. This is Miss Matsuda. She's my colleague. A thing or two from me. You can call me Otter if I may be so bold. Like, could I take a photo of you? Photo? Why? I'm taking photos of beautiful things. Ben is much more polite than you are. That's so. Thank you. If you hadn't turned up today, I'm afraid. Still so polite. Fortunately, you turned up in time, and I hope to learn much from you in the future. By the way, you have my phone number already, but here's my other contact as well. I'm gonna meet every day at work, but I'll give it to you anyway. Really envy you. What a beautiful woman giving you their contact information. Let me tell you about her measurements. Wow. Second chapter has been unlocked. June 14th, morning, police station. Your police station was busy and tense as always. Cases were piling up and officers and criminals were fighting every day. Save? Right here. And we're going to end it here for today. Thank you all for coming by. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. Hope you all have a wonderful day.